Howdy, my name is Amada Allen, and as some of you may know, I am a game dev and also a writer. So I have written a few articles online, focusing on game dev and game design, and I wanted to discuss a topic of one of those articles. One of the first articles I ever wrote for not even Amada Talks Games, but like the precursor before I realized there was a newsletter uh, option ability in LinkedIn, and that is on accessibility in games. Now, when I say accessibility, what I mean is playability. Now, when I say playability, I mean accessibility features that are specifically implemented to allow players to play the game regardless of lived experiences or different things of that nature. Um, and this is really important. I mean, like if a player wants to play a game and we'll get into this more later in the video, but if a player wants to play a game, I mean they say they can't hold a controller in the typical way that it is designed to be held. I mean, what are players going to do? Like, I mean, if the game isn't set up that way to where they can't play it given their lived experiences, what do they do? Well, there are cool ways that come into this. So there is something called the quad stick, which I learned about through a documentary called Quad Gods, which is an esports team of, I believe, all, although there might be some that are paraplegic, but I believe all of them might be quadriplegic. And they're really good too. And they're able to play games regardless of being how they can play it, like regardless of if they can't hold a controller the way it's designed, or if they can't hear certain things, or if they see things differently. But yeah, the quad stick. Going back to the quad stick, it is a stick that you put in your mouth. That you can use your tongue, your teeth. You can bite it, twist it around, and it acts essentially as a controller. And it's so cool because people can just use that and play a game if they want. And I mean, it matters a little bit, but they can still play it, you know? Like they can still play the game that you made if you put that accessibility in there. And that is simply, I say simply for in the abstract, but it's not simple because it takes a lot of time to figure out how to actually implement it. But regardless, it's simply a matter of putting in uh, player input for the controllers, um, which is just, again, so cool. And like there's stuff like that. There's stuff like colorblind mode, stuff like that. Colorblind mode. There's I mean, text to speech. We've all heard like a text to speech prompt come up whenever we open a game for the first time. Especially, I opened up Assassin's Creed Shadows, and that came up. I'm like, oh yeah, that is a thing that exists that I don't use because I don't necessarily need to use it. But it's really cool that people have that ability, or that games have that feature that players can use. Again, why does all this matter? So, in regards to, I mean, there's the moral aspect of it, and which, in my opinion, like, I mean, you should have your players be able to play a game regardless of what lived experiences they've experienced. But the big money, the big scary money shareholders don't really care. I mean, they might, but they also might not. So, like, I mean, what is the monetary reason from it? Because there's just, I've heard some game devs that I've talked to about this be like, oh well, we can't, what is the benefit for me? I mean, it takes more time to implement. It might be costly. Well, that it can be costly, but it's all in how you plan. Um, because I mean, like if you use like a tool like Trello or something, which again, not again, I haven't talked about it, but not sponsored. It's not sponsored. But like using a tool like Trello or just Notes app, just planning like a whiteboard, and just like putting down the plan of like, hey, part of the alpha or the beta build is, hey, we want to make sure that we can include this feature, and it's important to us that we do. Then it's not a time waste because one, you're gonna get more players if more players can play your game. If I mean if it's a good solid game, more people will want to play it, and if more people can play it, you get more players, more numbers, more money. Um, and then like besides that, I mean, if it's planned out, then it's not a loss because it was always planned from the beginning, like from the beginning. And then of course there's the moral framework of it, or the moral point, talking point of it that I discussed, and that's like mainly the crux of the video. Um, and I like the I think it's awesome. I think it's completely awesome that some games have that focus, have that ability, have that like some teams have that drive to be able to make the games playable by anyone, whoever would want to play it. And I love seeing teams be like, hey, we implemented this cool aspect, and like all the comments are just so nice about that, and like the team is always so nice when it comes to that. And like sure, it might be like some teams, if you want to get cynical about it, might just be signaling about like, oh, we're gonna get the differently abled people to like our game. I mean, yeah, it could be a virtue signal, but at this point, like, I don't want to say who cares, but like, if it's a virtue signal but something good still happens from it, it's still a good thing that happened from it. Like, it's the same thing where it's like different companies showing support for different communities, um, even though they don't care about it. Like, yeah, no, that sucks that you don't actually care, but at the same time, thanks. But I like to be a little less cynical on that. Like especially a lot of indie teams, they care. They genuinely do. I mean, I would like to think so. I care. I hope that other indies care about this important topic. But as for you, do you care? Do you not? That's okay. Whichever, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear. I would love to talk with you about it. I might make a follow up if you guys show me any other examples. There are plenty more other examples, obviously, but if it's a YouTube video, you can only have so much time. Um, and also, to be honest, I'm kind of rushing this video out because I'm running out of time because I've been busy doing other things. All in all, I hope that you guys took something out of this video. And again, like, this is just my opinion. And I love I love when games do this. I love when games show a passion, show a genuine passion for their games, and one of the biggest ways to show that, and one of the biggest ways that I know that games are made with passion, is when teams put in the effort to make their games playable. They're not just pushing out a product and that's it. But again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Um, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Anyone who would want to play it. Now that means if a player has a lived experiences